Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. For today, I really wanted to do a kind of a spring everyday look, but with a really fresh looking skin. So let's just jump to it. I'm going to use one of the foundations that I'm currently trying. I'm just going to switch things a little bit using a primer that I think that is going to help me achieve the look that I'm looking for, and also it will give me opportunity to try this foundation with another primer that let's see how everything looks with it. I'm gonna set a little bit my face, not my entire complexion, and I'm gonna use a cream blush. And believe it or not, I don't have a cream bronzer, which I need to find one. I have two in mind that I'm really curious about. But regardless, I will try to set my face with the minimum amount of powder. I'm gonna start by prepping my face with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. And I'm gonna literally rub it all over my complexion. I'm going to apply also my Becca Anti-Puffiness Under Eye Primer. And I'm going to apply a little bit of this in my under eye. This, what is going to do is help diminish a little bit the texture under eye that I have, and also make my concealer not crease so much. I'm applying my foundation first in the center of my face. Usually this is where we have a little bit of more situations in our face. Discoloration, acne. We want, well, as I said, usually this is the area where we want to cover a little bit more than the rest of our face. But sometimes people is in this area here. So where you put your brush first is the area which is going to get a lot more coverage than the rest. I'm using this Marc Cosmetics bronzer powder. As I said, I'm trying this foundation and I switch things a little bit to see which looks better, which doesn't, which I like more. I think this is as far as I will go, and I'm really satisfied with it. And I really like the radiance that I have in my skin, which is what I was aiming for when I selected that primer. Now I'm gonna go for concealer. I have already put a primer on, and I'm gonna use, I think it is the Revlon, which I can't find it right now. Yes. I'm gonna apply the Revlon Candid one. I want to work with me. I don't use this one to spot conceal because it's a light one. I'm just going to blend this. This corner here of my eye is really, really deep and dark also. So I try my best to apply my concealer starting in this area here. You can either also color correct a little bit, but since I wanted to have a really fresh result, I don't want to keep putting layers and layers of products in my face. And I'm gonna go to apply my blush. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Bombs. This is in the shade Nectar. I don't use the apples of my cheeks because I'm almost 40 and my skin has dropped a little bit, so I just do the application in a lifting manner to get that result. I haven't disrupted my foundation at all. It looks really nice, really natural and fresh. Well, natural looking. It doesn't, because when you get rosy, it is rosy. It is in orange, but just a nice touch of blush. Now I'm going to blend the concealer that I left there and it started to rain, so you're gonna hear that sound in the background. I'm going to set this concealer, and I'm gonna use the McGrath Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. Such a mouthful. I think I'm gonna use this brush. I want a really light, fluffy one to just apply it exactly as needed, not more than that. One of the things that I'm liking about this powder is that it doesn't change the color of the concealer. This is one of the bronzers that I do like the most. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Light Bronzer. I don't care, either light bronzer or bronzer, which was the first one that I ever bought, and I think it was the first one that they ever made. Use my favorite bronzer brush, which is the Aesthetica P12, and I'm going to lightly bronze my face a little bit. I don't know about you, but I bronze the entire perimeter of my face. I don't like when it isn't a cohesive way of the things looking in my face. I'm gonna apply a little bit on the sides of my nose, because if the sun would naturally hit you, this would be the areas where you mostly get hit. So just to make everything look as natural as it can be. Now I'm gonna go for supposedly I'm gonna apply a little bit of highlighter. I was in the I was trying to decide which one I wanted to use, so I think I'm gonna use a mix of these two. This is the Strobing Light highlighter from Essence. This is really cheap and really good. This is a natural looking highlighter. This is in the shade Let It Glow, 10 Let It Glow, and this is from Ciate, London. This is a more worked up, let's just put it like that, highlighter. This is the Confetti highlighter in the shade Confetti. Starting here, this is also a product that I don't lower it. I'm applying it in the high points of my cheek and going towards my brow bone, in the center of my eyebrows, and in the bridge of my nose. I don't do the tip of my nose, I don't like it, and also in my cupid's bow. See, I told you, really light, soft looking highlighter. That's why I'm gonna go with this one on top, just in this area here. I don't do much for my eyebrows. As you can see, I have really thick eyebrows, so I don't do much for them. For palette, I'm gonna use this Natasha Denona eyeshadow quad. This is in the shade Peak, and I'm going to use for the first time also this 5 pieces Luxe brush set from Crayon. And let's just start with this one. This is, I don't know, because it doesn't have any name in it. I'm gonna use this shade here, and I think that this shade name is Amara. And I don't use my natural crease. I apply my crease shade a little bit higher than my natural crease because I have downturned eyes, really downturned eyes, and I need to help them as much as I can, and the only way that I can help them is by applying my shadow this way. So when I look straight on, you can see the shadow that I have placed in my crease. If I would use my crease, you wouldn't see it because this ending part would just hide it though. And I'm applying it in circular motions, which will help me with my blending. I'm gonna take a little bit more from the pan, and I'm going to apply it also in my outer corner, going in circular motions towards the area where I have already applied. Now I'm gonna use the eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go to the lightest shade, which is this one here, and that name, I think it is Aya. I'm pressing it to my mobile lid. I'm gonna apply it also in my inner corner just to brighten up that area. And then I'm gonna use this shade here. This is Shine, but I'm going to apply it with my finger to my mobile lid. For my bottom part, I'm gonna use this really bright color. Its name is Jasper, and I'm gonna go with this one here, which is either Precision Detail Crease Brush. No, this is either, yeah, Precision Detail Crease Brush, which I'm pretty sure that it isn't, or the Chisel Shadow Base Brush. Whatever. And I'm going to apply it really, really close to my lash line. I'm not going all over toward the inner part of my eye, just towards the middle of it, there. And also I'm going to lift it up. As I said, I have hooded eyes, and I will help myself with everything that I can. I'm gonna do a little bit of a liner, just in the top part. So you shouldn't be doing this, by the way. You shouldn't extend your skin because you're gonna stretch it, but it is a lot, it makes it for me a lot more easier. And I'm just going to extend it a little bit there, smudge it. As I said, I need all the help that I can get. In the lift department area, see, there. And to make sure there is a clean line, I think that the eyes, I'm gonna leave it just at that. And now I'm gonna curl my lashes, apply mascara. And for lips, I'm not sure, I have a couple of choices, but I think that none of them will do. I think that maybe this one. This one is from Alamar Cosmetics, from the Las Desnudas collection. This is the shade Coqueta. And for lip liner, I'm going to use this one from Ace Beauty. This is the Be Peachy. If I go by the name, it should work. It's a lot more brown, but I don't mind. There, a little bit of contouring in the lips. And now we're gonna go for the gloss. Oh, this one really does match. It's a really thick consistency, but it isn't goopy or sticky, so I can manage that. What I do like so far is that it really applies some color to the lips, which usually from glosses it isn't as this much. So I'm gonna use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist to keep up with the fresh and dewy theme. So this is how the complexion is looking at the moment. I'm really, really liking how it looks. I really love how it looks. Really nice, really natural, really into the mood that we are in spring. So I live in a tropical island, so basically I have sun the entire year. Sometimes we have a lot of rains. We have the kind of climate that would go along with this kind of a look. So sweets, this is it. This is the final look. I love how everything looks on my complexion. Spoiler alert, I love this foundation. It doesn't need any setting at all. I just set my under eye because the concealer that I use needed to be set. But besides that, I didn't set anything else in my entire complexion. I also use, if you did watch the video, you will remember that I use a cream blush, and I didn't either set that in. No, it isn't sticky or tacky to the touch. The bronzer and the highlight that I use, they were both powders, but They didn't risk any of the products that I use for to complement my complexion. They didn't disrupt my foundation. They work really amazingly well with one another. I love, 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 love. Oh, the Natasha Denona palette, really good, really nice, really easy to blend. If you are into Natasha Denona, you already know this. If you aren't and you want to spoil yourself with that, you can do so, because this one, if I don't remember which is the pricing of this, but as in maybe, and don't believe me, it is $25 for this type of palette. And the lip gloss from Alamar, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get the other ones because they have a lot of pigment in their glosses, and that is very, very, very good. So sweets, this is it. I hope you like it, and if you did, please press that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I really appreciate it. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a video, press the notifications bell. And see you in the next one. Bye.